Hello everyone. In this video, I'm going to show you how to set up SoftEther VPN on your Raspberry Pi or any similar device. All the commands I type will be available in the description. This is my personal VPN server. I use it to securely connect to my home network from anywhere. First, we need to switch to the root user and update our system. This makes sure everything is up to date. Now let's move to the root directory. Next, we need to install some essential tools. These will help us compile and run the VPN software. Now we download the SoftEther server using the wget command. Since I'm using a virtual machine for this video, I'll download the software using the desktop CPU architecture link in the terminal. However, for Raspberry Pi, please use the link provided in the description. Once the download is done, extract the files. This unpacks everything and removes the original archive to keep things clean. Now, let's compile the VPN server. Once that's done, move the VPN server to the right location. Setting the right permissions for security. We're almost there. Now start the VPN server. And finally, open the VPN command interface. Since we're setting up a VPN server, we'll choose option 1. Now, we need to connect to the VPN server. It asks for the host name or IP address. To find yours, check the link shown earlier in the setup. In my case, it's 192.168.0.101, but yours might be different. Next, it asks for a virtual hub name. Since we don't have one yet, just press enter. Now we have admin access. Run the server password set command. Enter a password, confirm it, and once you see the success message, you're all set. Once we're done with the VPN settings, we can exit the command interface by typing exit. Now, let's move to the root directory. We need to enable IP forwarding. Run these commands. This allows traffic to pass through the VPN. Next, we need to set up the VPN server to start on its own after a reboot. To do that, open a new file. Enter the following configuration. Save and exit the editor. Then, apply the changes and activate it with these commands. We're done with Linux, and there's no need to manage the server from the terminal anymore. Search for SoftEther download on Google and click on the first link to open the download page. Download and install SoftEther Server Manager on Windows. On the download page, select SoftEther VPN Server Manager for Windows. Based on my experience, the download process may take some time. Since the server is not running on Windows, select Admin Tools only when installing the program. Open New Setting and create a new connection profile. Choose a name for this setting, enter the local IP address of the server, and set the port to 5555. Next, enter the admin password that was set earlier on Linux and click OK. Now, we're successfully connected to the server. Select Remote Access VPN Server and click Next. Click Yes when prompted. Enter a name for the virtual hub. If you prefer, you can leave the default name unchanged. Here, you can see the server's public IP. If you're connecting from outside the local network, use this IP in the client settings. Click Exit to proceed. For now, we'll disable VPN-User. This feature can be enabled later if needed. Now, let's create the first user. Choose a username and set a password for it. Back on the Virtual Hub main screen, double-click the hub name to enter its settings. Go to Secure NAT and DHCP server and enable it. This will automatically assign IP addresses to connected clients. If you experience slow VPN speeds, you may choose to leave this option disabled. The server configuration is now complete. Now, let's move to the Windows machine that will act as the VPN client and install SoftEther VPN client. After installing the program, double-click Add VPN Connection. Click Yes to create a virtual network adapter. It's best to leave the default name as is and click OK. Next, double-click Add VPN Connection again to open the settings for connecting to the VPN server. Choose a name for this client connection, such as Client. Set the port to 5555. Since we're connecting from outside the local network, we need to enter the public IP address of the server. The public IP was already shown during the admin tools installation. However, you can also find it in the dynamic DNS settings. After entering the public IP, the virtual hub name created earlier on the server should appear. This confirms that the connection to the server is successful. Now, enter the username and password created earlier and click OK. Right-click on the client connection and select Connect. Now, you're successfully connected to your VPN server running on the Raspberry Pi. SoftEther usually doesn't require port forwarding. However, if you have trouble connecting to the server from an external network, you can forward TCP port 5555 in your router's settings. To find your router's IP, open PowerShell or CMD and run ipconfig. Look for the default gateway address and access your router's settings from a browser. That's it. Now your VPN server is fully set up and working. You can securely access your network from anywhere. Got any questions? Feel free to ask in the comments, and I'll do my best to help. Thanks for watching.